The Philippines, an archipelago rich in natural resources. It has fertile arable lands, diverse flora and fauna, extensive coastlines, and rich mineral deposits. In short, it is a country brimming with natural resources. Resources that, if we took for granted, will be in danger of utter depletion. That is why conservation on these resources is a must. Now, what does environmental conservation mean? Environmental conservation is the protection, preservation, management, or restoration of natural environments and the ecological communities that inhabits them. It is a practice that paves the way for protecting the environment and natural resources on the individual, organizational, as well as governmental levels. There are two types of natural resources: renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources are resources that are replenished naturally in the course of time. The use of these resources corresponds with the principles of sustainability because the rate at which we are consuming them does not affect their availability in the long term. Examples of renewable resources are solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, water, air, soil, cultivated plants, biomass, biofuels, and animals. In contrast, non-renewable resources are those that are available to us in limited quantities, or those that are renewed so slowly that the rate at which they are consumed is too fast. This means that their stocks are getting depleted before they can replenish naturally. Examples of non-renewable resources includes coal, oil, peat, uranium, gold, aluminum, sand, iron, phosphate rocks, and other rare earth elements.
The Philippines is a country that is rich in natural resources, ideal for alternative energy. Alternative resources in the Philippines revolve around the development of alternative means of garnering energy. The Philippines utilizes renewable energy sources including hydropower, geothermal and solar energy, wind power, and biomass resources.
Let us talk about the different kinds of conservation. What is soil conservation? Soil conservation is used to protect the soil from degradation. It prevents the loss of the soil topmost layer from erosion or reduce fertility caused by overusage. What are the ways of conserving our soil? Techniques on soil conservation includes contour flowing, terrace plyming, perimeter runoff control, no-till farming, salinity management, stream bank protection, reforestation, and afforestation.
Why is soil conservation important? Here are the three major reasons. Number 1, the soil is literally the foundation of plant life. A tree will not be a tree without soil. It is the soil that provides nutrition to its plant life. It is through this vegetation that nourishes humankind and the animal kingdom. Plants are the important resources of food and fuel, and other life functions possible. Number 2, the soil additionally supports animal kingdom. Our agriculture also relies on soil. Number 3, the soil is necessary for water supply. The land is also necessary to ensure the quality of water we derive from our earth. Soil and water coexist. Taking good care of our soil equates to taking care of our water supply.
What is water conservation? Water conservation refers to any beneficial reduction of water usage, loss, or waste. It also includes strategies and activities to manage and protect water resources to meet the demand for human consumption. What are the ways of conserving water? Water conservation methods include reducing water needs, improving efficiency and reducing pollution at households, industry, and government level, rainwater harvesting, water recycling, and proper water storage.
Why is water conservation important? Water conservation is so important because all living organisms need water to survive. It is not only for drinking through fresh water supplies, but is essential to grow food, produce nearly everything we buy and use, and support wildlife and the healthy functioning of ecosystem as well.
What is forest conservation? Forest conservation, as the name suggests, is the preservation and the protection of forests. It also involves the reversal of deforestation and environmental pollution. The ways conserving our forests. In conserving our forests, we can use the methods of deforestation, afforestation, using better farming practices, and protecting the forest against forest fire. Why is forest conservation important? We are basically dependent on forests for our survival. The most important function of forests is that it produces mass amounts of oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. Forests also prevent soil erosion and keep soil pollution in check, and it also plays important part in the water cycle and control moisture levels of our ecosystem.
What is wildlife conservation? Wildlife conservation is a practice of protecting plant and animal species and their habitat. The goal of wildlife conservation is to ensure the survival of these species and to educate people on living sustainably with the other species. What are the ways of conserving our wildlife? Today, wildlife is at constant risk of decline, and here are the ways to conserve it. Number 1 is stopping deforestation. Restore their habitat, reducing the killing of wild animals, fighting the practices of illegal poaching, and introduction of breeding program for endangered species. Why is wildlife conservation important? Wildlife conservation is important because we need to protect our biodiversity. Mother Nature requires that different species stay connected by means of various food webs. It means that the extinction or demise of one particular species might influence one or more other species down.
Environmental conservation, do's and don'ts. First, do reduce waste, water, and energy use. Do reduce your use of paper and put waste in the right bins. Do respect and contribute positively to local communities. Do support organizations or movement about our nature. Do use public transportations more. Do minimize your carbon footprint by using energy-efficient appliances. And lastly, do encourage others to conserve resources and our environment.
Don't cut plants or trees indiscriminately. Don't use plastic bags, cups, spoons, straw, and phone plates. Don't litter, dispose properly. Don't use vehicles for short distances. Don't leave lights on. Don't waste water. And don't mix your recyclables together with your trash.